Hey guys, welcome to The Strong Young Man. Don't let anyone change your personal beliefs or personal ambitions through guilt, persuasion, or manipulation. Part 1. Don't let a woman tell you what to do. It's especially important to not let a woman guilt or persuade you into changing your personal beliefs or ambitions. There are no exceptions to this rule, even for your mother. The reason it's so important for you to never let a woman guilt or persuade you into changing who you are is because being a man is nothing like being a woman. Women have no idea what it takes to be a man. They only know what they think it is to be a man from a female's perspective. They need to realise that a man needs to be his own man. A lot of married women spend most of their lives trying to change their man into what they believe their ideal man ought to be. Most of the time, these women wake up to themselves and they realise that they aren't attracted to their creation anymore. Women begin to resent their man and seek a divorce to become their own woman or find a more alpha male to work on. Changing a man into an obedient dog upsets the polarity in the relationship, and this kills the attraction. Women change their minds frequently, and they rarely mean what they say. You never know if a woman actually knows what she wants, even says what she wants, or whether she will change her mind soon after. As a man, it's your job to be the leader for your woman. Despite women being empowered in modern times, women want nothing more than to be led by their man. It's okay for a woman to make suggestions, but they are just that, suggestions that you consider as potential options to make a decision on how to proceed. If a woman does make suggestions, listen to her, even if she's speaking out of her ass. Be open to changing your perspective from what a woman might reveal to you, but at the end of the day, you need to make your own decisions without hesitation, and your decisions should reflect your own beliefs and convictions. When a woman is evangelizing her own beliefs onto you, approach the situation with an open mind. Your woman's feminine energy might push you into deep thought and analysis, which could open your mind to things neither of you have considered. If a woman suggests something that changes your perspective, then you should form a new understanding based off your new perspective. Just make sure that you never accept what a woman says as truth without considering and trusting your deepest wisdom. Here are the 4 scenarios that can eventuate when a woman offers you advice. Scenario 1. You trust your own wisdom and you're right. This is the best outcome. Your ability to logically determine the correct path has now been confirmed, and this demonstrates great leadership to women. Scenario 2. You trust your own wisdom and you're wrong. In this situation, you put yourself in the best position to learn. If you make an error through your own decision, you'll be more inclined to correct this error and learn from the mistake. A man is more likely to humble himself into learning if he errs through his own decisions. This is also a great opportunity to demonstrate leadership to women. If you are willing to trust yourself to make the right decisions, then you will encourage others to trust you. You prove that you are willing to sacrifice your ego to learn to serve the interests of those who you lead. Women understand that men can't get things right all the time, and they are much more forgiving of a man who leads and gets things wrong sometimes over a man that she has to lead to the right outcome. Scenario 3. You trust a woman's advice and she is right. In this situation, you'll feel disempowered. A man that needs to be led to the desired outcome repulses women. It demonstrates the inability to lead her. You confirm to her that you don't know what you are doing and you need her to lead you. This will repulse her, and she'll seek out someone with better leadership capabilities. Scenario 4. You trust a woman's advice and she is wrong. In this scenario, you demonstrate that you don't trust your own wisdom. You're exposed as a fraud. You're emasculated because you followed a woman's advice and she was wrong. This is the worst potential outcome. This robs you of the opportunity to learn for yourself. You'll be less inclined to learn from this decision because your ego will become damaged from the mistake that resulted from taking someone else's advice. You'll be inclined to blame her for the position that you find yourself in, and resentment will build from both sides. This reaches a whole new level when you consider what you choose to do with your life. Never let a woman dictate how your life should turn out. What you choose to do with your life should come above all else, including your woman. A man lives for his purpose and a woman lives for her family. Don't let a woman come between you and your passions. If you do, you are not only losing touch with these passions, but you're also letting a woman dictate how you should behave, and this is not behaviour conducive to masculine leadership. In the same way that a woman doesn't have respect for you if you don't have a purpose, your woman will lose respect for you if you lose touch with your purpose because you let her dictate how you should behave. Part 2. Authenticity. You must remain true to yourself all the time. It's actually easier to remain authentic 100% of the time rather than being authentic 90% of the time and inauthentic 10% of the time. Let's take drinking as an example. If you say you're not a drinker but you still drink on occasion, there becomes no clear distinction or rule for when you drink and when you don't drink. You'll find yourself getting into the habit of saying just this once, or allowing yourself to give in to peer pressure every so often. You'll always be asking yourself, is this a just this once moment? If you make the call to remain authentic 100% of the time, there is no question about what you will choose to do in a certain instance. You can spend your time planning a strategy on how you'll tackle the situation to keep it on your terms, rather than wasting psychological energy resisting the temptation that you sometimes allow yourself. Another problem with inauthenticity is that if you let these habits creep in once, they have a chance of becoming a bigger part of your life, especially if they are downhill habits like drinking, smoking, or eating unhealthily. Once these bad habits are allowed to creep in, the neurological circuits grow stronger and stronger and the behaviour becomes more automatic. The way I live my life is that I stay true to myself 100% of the time. There is no question about what I'll do or what I won't do in a certain scenario because I make it a commandment. Part 3. The most important thing. The most important thing is to keep the most important thing the most important thing. Don't compromise or prioritise anything in your life that isn't important to you. This can be anything from allowing stress, anger, or resentment to dominate your life. It also means that you shouldn't allow distractions and things that aren't important to you to be prioritised over the things that matter most to you. Have a minimalistic attitude to this. Only have several things in your life that are extremely important, and anything outside of this gets the minimal amount of your attention. To put it as Johann Wolfgang von Goethe did, the things which matter most must never be at the mercy of the things which matter least. At the same time, be careful to not let one of these most important things take over your entire life. You must have balance. I've discussed at length the importance of keeping a healthy life balance in episode 24. Essentially, investing too heavily in one aspect of your life can cripple you emotionally if that part of your life were to be taken away from you. Once you've identified the most important aspects of your life, your day should be based around these things, and anything that compromises these values should be discarded, ignored, or removed from your life. Final thought from Ralph Waldo Emerson. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honourable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you've lived and lived well. Thanks for watching today's episode. In episode 100, I'll be introducing the 5 love languages. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when it drops. Catch you then.